The self-appointed champion of human rights and equality, Gary Lineker, is finally in trouble for his political bias as a BBC presenter. Oh, we have some good news for you guys. Gary Lineker is in trouble again. This time actually over, finally, over his political tweets. The BBC bosses and the new General Secretary and all these guys over the last year or so who took their jobs, they came in, they issued new guidelines, and also they tried to enforce the existing guidelines against people who work for the BBC. Because of their charter, they're not allowed to show political bias. Now, especially when it comes to the news team, people who deal with the political news. But even one of the richest and most expensive TV presenters that we have, Gary Lineker, even he's not really allowed to tweet his political bias. That's only if you work for the BBC you have those restrictions, not really Sky News or any others. The BBC, because of the Royal Charter, they have that. And he, every now and then, he tweets nonsensical stuff anyway. Some obviously true, some not true, some just bias. It's not really about the fact that he's spreading fake news. It's not fake news. It's his opinion. Now, when Football Joe, the Twitter account, said, the Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has urged Premier League teams to boycott the Champions League final in Russia, he responded a few months ago in February, saying, and her party will hand back their donations from Russian donors. I mean, that was one of the things, party political stuff aside, because I'm not really a defender of Tory party right now, as you guys know, but for Gary Lineker, that moment, Liz Truss, when she was Foreign Secretary, when she's basically on Gary Lineker's side, saying we should boycott the Champions League final in Russia, that's what people like Gary Lineker were asking for anyway. Somehow, instead of him either just not commenting, or at least show support, saying, despite political differences, I actually agree with the Foreign Secretary, because that's what he wanted as well. No, he decided to ignore it and use it for himself to attack the Tories. You do realize what that does, Gary? That makes a lot of people think that you are against Liz Truss saying we shouldn't go to Russia for the Champions League. So use your brain before you tweet, because now the BBC have come out to sanction you. Rightly so. The BBC boss has said that we expect these individuals to avoid taking sides on party political issues or political controversies, and to take care when addressing public policy matters. Now, this is BBC policy. If you agree with it or not, that's a whole different debate. We could talk about how we could change the BBC so that we could make it freer to show their bias more than now. But that's a whole different topic. The current guidelines say that people like Gary Lineker shouldn't show their bias, shouldn't pick sides on political controversies. And I don't understand this problem, because that wasn't really a political topic that he was against. He was on the same side as Liz Truss, but he completely ignored it and decided to attack the Tories and their Russian donors. Different day, different time, different place, Gary. Oh, dear God. Okay, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to tell you again about the latest updates from Iran, because the Iranian opposition have created a manifesto and a pre-written constitution that will bring some stability after the upcoming regime change. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.